Hey friend, welcome back to Relax, Unwind, Create with Factory Girl. I'm Crystal, and today we're going to dive into a topic that every maker faces at some point: frogging. If you've never heard the term before, frogging is the playful way we refer to ripping out our knitting or our crochet work. We rip it, rip it, rip it like a frog. But behind that silly little term is a whole bundle of emotions: disappointment, frustration, maybe even a little grief. And I want to talk about that today. So, not long ago, I was sitting with two projects I really love: the yarn, the design, the vibe, perfect. I cast on and was just so excited. But with one of them, the neckline was just not making me happy. I kept trying to ignore it, but eventually I was just staring at it more than I was knitting it. And finally, I realized I just have to rip it out and begin again. The same with the other design. I love it. I love how it's coming together, but it's a colorwork project, and I incorporated the colorwork in the raglan, and I'm just not happy with it or how the yoke shaping is working out. So that is getting all reworked on paper, and I'm casting it on now again, and I'm thinking that it's looking just how I was hoping. But that moment of deciding to frog, it's a powerful one. It feels like letting go of hours of work, and in a way it is, but it's also an act of love, of choosing your creativity and creative integrity over your ego. I used to avoid frogging at all costs. I'd power through a design or project that I didn't quite feel right just because I'd already invested so much time. But what I've learned and continue to learn is that the time spent making is never wasted. These stitches taught me something. They helped me understand what wasn't working, and they brought me closer to what will work. So frogging is a pause. Think of it that way. It's a reset, a chance to reimagine, to reclaim your creativity and say, this is worth doing well. So if you're in that place, staring at a project that doesn't feel like you anymore, I'm giving you permission. Permission to start over, permission to listen to your gut, and permission to change your mind. Let it be a little ceremony if you need it. Make it special. Light a candle. Play your favorite music. Sip something warm. And when you're ready, pull back those stitches, not with shame, but with gratitude. Because you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. So a few things that have helped me when frogging. One is I love to use a locking stitch marker to mark where I want to rip back to. It gives me a safe visual. So I also use this to mark the beginning of a round if I'm not going to rip all the way back to the cast on. That just helps me remember where my start and end is at. Lifelines, those can be life-saving too, no pun intended. Great for ripping back to a certain point, but also not going all the way back. I wind the yarn into a new ball as I go, just so I'm not left with a tangled mess. I've been working on that with this project here. And I always give myself a little break before jumping right back in. Sometimes I need to let the air clear before I cast on again. Or I pick up a simple project that's just stockinette or garter where I can get myself back into the rhythm again. So the sweater I frogged, I'm sure you're curious as to where that is currently. Okay, before I share a little bit about this design, want to let you know it's going to be released later this fall. I'm so excited about this. It's a collaboration with Magpie Fibers. They've generously provided yarn support for their nest worsted base. The colorway is Twilight Dark. This yarn has so much bounce and excellent stitch definition. The cables and stitches just pop. So before I finished frogging the one that I've started in their yarn, which I still am frogging, I went ahead and pulled some yarn from my stash because I wanted to test out what I was planning to do. So I went ahead and redid the neckline like I was dreaming of and adjusted some of the raglan, and I went through and did everything, and it's worked out like a dream. So now I have recast on with the nest worsted, and I'll be wrapping this up in no time. Okay, now I want to share with you some of the things I have on my needles and some of the things that are coming off my needles. I'll take off my glasses here for a little bit. So, the Magpie project is well underway. I'm so excited about this design, friends. There is these beautiful cable details, and I'll pop a photo in here of the other sample where around the cable there is a drop stitch when you finish. So all the stitches drop off, and it's really fun. It's something I've been thinking about for a couple of years, and I finally just found what I wanted to do and making it happen. Yay. Now, maybe a month ago already now, I can't remember. I was in Rochester, Minnesota. I happened to go to the ZK event, I think is what it's called, just for their market day pop in. It's a free event for a few hours, and met up with my good friend Angie, and we walked the show, did some shopping, saw some of my friends from Queen City Yarn there, and then Sam was there from Lavender Loon, and I just adore her. She's from northern Minnesota. And she had some yarn that I still have a little bit left. This yummy, fluffy pink gorgeousness. And this beautiful green. It's so dreamy. This is a DK weight. This is a worsted, but it's almost like a DK. I use them together in a tank top, and it's a fun color work pattern that has some different texture in it with 2x2 ribbing, and then a really fun little eyelet and twist detail here at the bottom for the hem. But this obviously needs to be blocked, but this is my Gear Shift and Grace tank top is what the name of it is. I saw the yarn and had this idea of wanting to incorporate something with gear, like that reminded me of gears. You know, I am factory girl. I am the factory girl. But I love racing. I love motorcycling. Is motorcycling a word? I think so. I love riding my motorcycle. And I love everything about gears and engineering and machines. But anyways, these reminded me of the teeth on gears. And the 2x2 ribbing in the pattern is also resemblance of gear working together. So long story short, I wanted some fun things to be able to wear when I ride my motorcycle. You know, I ride a Harley. I have a lot of Harley gear. It's all black. Everything I wear is black when I ride my motorcycle. It's a tank top and it usually has wings on it of some sort, like an eagle or something like that. American flag, lots of American flags too. I love all my gear, but I wanted something a little bit more feminine and I guess feminine, flirty, and sexy in a different kind of way. So, hence, Gear Shift and Grace. I can't wait to get this blocked, and I love the way it fits, and I can't wait to put it on and take it for a little spin on my motorcycle. So watch for that coming a little bit later this year. Another thing I have on my needles, which will be coming out in either at the end of August, probably the end of August maybe. It's just finishing up in preview knit mode right now. But this is called Hazel. So this is just a nice little summer top. It's a half brioche stitch rib stitch. And it's knit from the top down. You knit the front and the back flat for a bit. And then when you get to the underarm, then you join it in the round. And you just knit until you get to the end. And that's it. Just some finishing details around the neckline and the arm holes, and you are done, block and ready to wear. So it's a very simple piece. This is in a beautiful yarn, comfy fingering from the Plucky Knitter. And they too also provided yarn support for this project. I can't wait to get this photographed and available to all of you, but it's just so squishy and it has such great drape. I love the drape. I love the comfort of it. I see it as something too to be able to wear like all year round. You know, it's lightweight for summer, which is perfect for right now. But in the fall, you can, wear it under a jean jacket, wear it under a leather jacket, a blazer. It's great for spring. Winter, it'd probably be great when you travel down south where it's a little bit warmer. It might be a little too cold for Minnesota in the wintertime. But you never know. We could have a very mild winter. So I have one more thing in my bag of tricks over here that I'm also working on. When I was at ZK in Rochester and hanging out with the Queen City team, I picked up a skein of the Coleman. It's so lightweight and lovely and dreamy. I love it. But I wanted to make a cowl and a one skein project. And Janice had been asking, what are some ideas for some one skein projects? And so I thought this could be something fun. So it will ultimately be a bandana style cowl. It's going to have a lot of drape in it, which will be really nice for layering. You knit it flat and then we'll join it in the end. But here is the pattern. I think you can see that. There are some fun cables in here and different twisted stitches, yarn overs, just a variety of texture. So it's very interesting to work on. It definitely keeps your attention. It's not something that I'm taking out and about with me these days because I do have to pay attention to it. But while I'm designing it and knitting it after I've wrote all the charts, I'm using my Knit Companion app for it to keep track of where I'm at in the pattern, and that has been perfect. So that has helped me so much to be able to track what I'm doing, where I'm starting and ending, and then keeping track of each section. So happy I'm learning how to use Knit Companion more and more. It's becoming quite a trusty tool for me. So anyways, I just wanted to pop in here. Frogging's one of those scary things that we don't like to do, especially because our time is valuable. But because our time is valuable and we're working on a project that we're knitting and making with our hands, we also want to love that project when we're done. So don't be afraid to take the time to rip back and start over. And you'll be surprised. You'll be pleasantly surprised because when you do rip back and when you do start over, I can almost guarantee it's going to take you a lot less time because you're redoing things that you already did. So it'll go quickly and you'll be back to where you were in little to no time at all. And you'll be really happy with what you have and what you've created and what you're finishing with. So just a short and sweet one today, and just wanted to pop in and share that with you all and share what is happening. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you for joining me here. Bye, friends.